So many issues were discussed at the Federal Executive Council meeting today, all geared towards improving the welfare of Nigeria and Nigerians. One of the major issues discussed was the issue of double taxation, all with a view to encouraging foreign direct investment. This time around, it's about the relationship between Nigeria and the United Arab Emirates. You recall that a while ago, I think about 3 or 4 weeks ago, the president was in United Arab Emirates. And one of the matters that came up for discussion and negotiation was the issue of the agreement for the elimination of double taxation with respect to taxes on income and prevention of tax evasion and avoidance. Council noted that the agreement between both countries, that is between Nigeria and the United Arab Emirates, include personal income tax, company income tax, petroleum profit tax, information technology, levy, tertiary education tax, and capital gain tax. Because of the effect of this cooperation or the benefits that will accrue to Nigeria, the Council agreed and directed that the agreement that had been signed already should be taken further by mandating, authorizing the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice to prepare a bill along this line to take to the National Assembly for ratification. The effect of this is that it has ceased to be an ordinary agreement, but an agreement between two countries. Other countries will follow, but the one that we immediately leverage on is the one between Nigeria and the United Arab Emirates. Apart from this one, Council also decided that going forward, we should also have a very solid national policy on taxation that will drive or attract foreign investment. So on the part of the direct foreign investment, this was what was discussed and decided at the Federal Executive Council.
Rising cost of goods and services in the country, as well as the rising cost of doing business in Nigeria, and also noted the excitement and optimism of the real sector that the renewed hope agenda will bring a prosperous 2024. We deliberated on how we can actually improve the manufacturing, the ease of doing, improve the business environment for manufacturers and industrialists. As you recall, the priority of this government is to promote and protect local industries and manufacturers. And this will mean that we must do all that is necessary to remove all the roadblocks and bottlenecks impeding or impacting businesses. His Excellency, the President, has always reiterated that Nigeria is open for business and that there are no more roadblocks. We are removing and we've removed these roadblocks. And these roadblocks include multiple taxation, multiple levies, custom duties and various levies that are imposed on businesses, infrastructural decay, including power. As you recall, the President already set up the Presidential Council on Industrial Revitalization, as well as the Presidential Council on Fiscal Reform and Tax Policy Review. All of these two major councils were set up in the past. The Presidential Council on Industrial Revitalization was set up in October, and the Presidential Council on Fiscal Policy and Tax Review was set up in July 2023. His Excellency now mandated that the committee or this council must fast-track their reports and their review and come up quickly with their recommendations so that the real sector and the citizens can begin to feel the impact of the renewed hope agenda. As you will recall, the Presidential Council on Industrial Revitalization includes the following: the Committee on Consumer Credit, Committee on Artisan Certification and Licensing, Committee on Trade Facilitation, Committee on Commodity Exchange, Committee on Mining and Solid Mineral, Committee on Oil and Gas, Creative Economy, Steel and Heavy Industries, and now Healthcare has also opted to join the Presidential Council, as well as the Committee on MSMEs. The FEC noted that when this committee finalizes its review and comes up with its report, that we will be implementing policies that will jumpstart the economy again and see us experiencing a double-digit growth rate in the GDP, as well as being on track to achieve the vision of His Excellency to achieve a $1 trillion economy. For this to happen, we have been mandated and charged to come up with the resolution from those committees as quickly as possible. And when this is implemented, we expect to see more creation of jobs, drop in prices of goods and services, and a total revival of the economy. And we assured the FEC that we will do all that is necessary to come up with the resolution as quickly as possible so that Nigerians can begin to enjoy the shared prosperity and the renewed hope agenda in 2024. Council also approved the ratification of the Investment Promotion and Protection Agreement between Nigeria and the UAE. And with the approval, we can now send the already signed IPPA to the National Assembly for ratification. And also, the Council also approved that the Minister for Industry, Trade and Investment should also immediately invoke Article 26 or so of that agreement, which mandates that we can review and ratify and review and amend some sections of the IPPA to favor or to conform with the current existing IPPA model that we are using, which is the 2016 model. So that has been ratified and, that has been approved for ratification, and we will immediately proceed to invoke the section that will enable us to review and amend the sections that were not originally viewed to be favorable. The Presidential Council on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reform is already working on that, and they've submitted their immediate areas of focus, and they're working on the medium term and the long term. And I interacted with them. I can say that I'm sure that they'll be coming up with their solutions for some of this multiple taxation very quickly. For the concrete things that we're looking to achieve when the policies of His Excellency kick in, recall that we are working on the consumer credit. That is almost set to go, and we think that within the next 3 months, we should be coming up with a policy. That policy also includes the law that will support the introduction of a robust consumer credit and support the implementation of that policy. The artisan certification and licensing also means that we're going to see our artisans being trained and licensed up to international standard. That is also, the committee has also concluded work on that, and we're waiting to launch. We should be launching as soon as we get a date from Mr. President, because this is the Presidential Council initiative, and he's the chief launcher. And that will make our workers internationally work ready and can compete in any country globally. For trade facilitation, we are also almost wrapping up on institutionalizing how to improve exports or removing the bottlenecks around the export corridor, as well as imports. And at the end of this, we should be seeing the setup of a one-stop shop facility to promote trading, exports and imports, and also removing the multiple roadblocks that we see with multiple agencies. So we're looking to collapsing all of this and having a streamlined trade facilitation. The commodity exchange is also ready, almost ready to launch, should be very quickly, maybe in another month or so. And when it is set up completely, it de-risks the entire commodity sector. And the commodity sector includes agriculture, solid minerals, oil and gas. So they're coming up with a framework that would see us issuing warehouse receipts. So that's part of the de-risking tool that we are seeing that would drive investment into the commodity sector. So, for example, a farmer who produces his crops in the village can actually have immediate access to finance when he takes the commodity to a certified warehouse, and he gets a warehouse receipt that will be bankable and will be insured or guaranteed for payment by the commodity exchange. We will be working with the Central Security Clearing House System, CSCS, as a depository for the warehouse receipts, so that the banks can accept the warehouse receipt and it makes it immediately bankable for farmers to receive funding for their inputs without having to suffer the fluctuation of prices due to glut after harvest or scarcity when there is no harvest. The mining and solid mineral sector, oil and gas, creative economy, all of these major industries are focused on one thing: helping to remove all of these issues around infrastructural decay, access to financing, trade policies and government policies that impede businesses or industries, and then also promote policies that will help businesses, especially local businesses, to do much better. For example, where we're looking at using the tax infrastructure credit or infrastructure tax credit to support the building of infrastructure, for example, road, electricity, in major industrial clusters. This will help to boost or remove or reduce that infrastructural decay that we've seen. So we're activating this now for clusters, for industries, aggregating the manufacturers to come together, and we will then activate that with the support of the FEC and get that going. Same for all the other sectors, really. It's basically looking at what are the common denominators, what are the common factors that are affecting businesses, removing all of those. Sometimes from what we've noticed, some of them actually border on just few policy adjustments or few policy changes that will support these businesses to actually do well. And so that's basically what we're expecting to get out of this. And we should be rounding up within 3 months, all of this within 3 months. Some of them are coming out quicker than others. So it's a holistic thing. I think that at the end of this, we should see a total revitalization of our industrial sector. And we should see manufacturing and production pick up.